next topic, children. Our next topic is limitations of average income. Children, we have seen that how average income is important for comparison. And now we will see that what are the limitations of average income or what are the disadvantages of average income. Children, averages are useful for comparison, but they hide the disparities. They don't show the real truth. The reality is hidden. They don't show the ground reality that is not disclosed. So this is one of the basic or important limitations of average income. Now I'll explain you this statement with the help of an example. Children, I'm taking a hypothetical example. Let us consider two countries. There are two countries. First country is country A and the name of the second country is B. In country A there are 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all the 5 people, they are earning rupees 100 each. Everybody is earning rupees 100. So what will be the total income of country A? So the total income will be 500. I've added the income of all the people, so it will become 500. Now what will be the average income of country A? So the average income refers to total income divided by number of persons. So total income is 500 and number of persons are 5. So 500 divided by 5 is equal to 100. So the average income of country A is 100. Now let's move to the second country, that is country B. Children, let us consider that in country B also there are 5 people. But the incomes of all the 5 people, they are different from each other. Like the first person, he is earning rupees 10, the second is earning rupees 20, the third is earning rupees 30, fourth is earning rupees 40, and the fifth one, he is earning 400. So we have seen that the incomes of all the people are different, that is 10, 20, 30, 40 and 400. So what will be the total income of country B? I have to add all the incomes. So by adding, we get 500. So total income is 500. Now what will be the average income of country B? Same process. Total income divided by number of people. So 500 divided by 5. What is the average income? It is again 100. So we see that the average income of both country A and country B are 100. We see that the average income, it is not telling how the income is distributed among the people. Some are earning very high, some are earning very low. So the numbers, the figures, they are not clear. It is only showing the average thing. It has just generalized. But the reality, the ground reality, it is quite different. In country B, one person was earning merely rupees 10, then other person was earning 400. So the disparities, they are not reflected. So this is one of the basic or most important limitations of average income. That the ground reality, it is completely different. Some people earn much more than the average income. Some people earn much less than the average income. Means in average income, it is showing that everybody, the rich or the poor, their earning is same. There is no difference in the earnings of the rich and the poor. So in average income, children, things are generalized and the inequalities, they are hidden. The inequalities are not disclosed because we cannot find that who is earning less and who is earning more. So this is one of the most important disadvantages or limitations of average income, that it is not showing, it is not telling that how the income is distributed. Things are generalized. Let us move to the next topic, children. Our next topic is income and other criteria. Children, if we talk about individuals and if we have to measure the development of individual, then how do we measure the development and growth of an individual? We generally see that, okay, if a person is earning well, if the income of the person is good, that means proper growth and development of a person has occurred. But if the person is not earning well, we say that development has not occurred. So children, do you think that only income is the sole criteria in order to measure the development of a person? Is this sufficient? Is income Is merely income sufficient when we see the growth and development of an individual? No, children. Only income is not sufficient. It is not the only criteria to measure the development of the person. And similarly, it is for the nation also. There are several other factors that are important, or there are several other criteria that are important when we see the growth and development of a nation. For individual it is the income, and for the nation it is the per capita income or the average income. So as we discussed just now about average income, the limitations of average income, but even though average income has a lot of limitations, but still it is considered as one of the important criteria when we check for development or when we see the development of a nation. But is only per capita income or average income sufficient? No, children. Only per capita income or average income is not sufficient, or it is not the only indicator of the growth and development of a nation. There are several other criteria that are required for the development of a nation. Children, I have a data. Of 2015 and 16 of the per capita income of certain states. Let us just see that what are the per capita income of these states in 2015 and 16. For Haryana, the per capita income of Haryana in 2015-16 was 1,62,034. When we talk about Kerala, the per capita income of Kerala was 1,55,516. And let me talk about Bihar. The per capita of Bihar in 2015-16 was only 34,168. So if we look only at the per capita income, can we able to, or are we able to see or check whether the development has happened or not, whether development occurred or not? Is this criteria only sufficient? I told you the data per capita income data of different states, of 3 states of the year 2015 and 16. So is this sufficient to know the development of these states? According to this, if the development of the states were to be compared, then Haryana is at top level and Bihar, it is at the lowest level. But it is not so, children. There are other factors too, there are other criteria too that are required, that are essential for determining the development of the country. The other factors are, children, like the infant mortality rate, the literacy rate, the net attendance ratio. These are also some important criteria that are required to know the development of the nation. Like, children, if I talk about Haryana, the infant mortality rate of Haryana is 36 out of 1000. The literacy rate is 82% and the net attendance ratio is 61. Now if I talk about Kerala, the infant mortality rate of Kerala is 12 out of 1000. Literacy rate is 94 and the net attendance ratio is 83. And if I talk about Bihar, the infant mortality rate of Bihar is 42 out of 1000. The literacy rate is 62% and the net attendance ratio is 43. Now what do you understand by infant mortality rate, children? Children, infant mortality rate refers to the number of children dying before completion of 1 year out of 1000 live children born in that year. It means the children who are not able to complete 1 year of age and they are dying before completion of 1 year. That refers to infant mortality rate. Next we have literacy rate. Children, literacy rate refers to the proportion of population of 7 and above years attending school or are literate. So it refers to the rate of the students that are 7 and above who are attending school and they are literate, means they are able to read, write and speak well. That refers to literacy rate. And the third we have net attendance ratio. Children, net attendance ratio refers to the proportion of children attending school of age 14 to 15 years. Means whatever children are attending school having age of 14 to 15 years, that refers to that proportion of population, or that ratio of children refers to net attendance ratio. Now, as far as this data is concerned, data reflecting the infant mortality rate, literacy rate and the net attendance ratio of the three states, that is Haryana, Kerala and Bihar. Children, we can say that the infant mortality rate of Bihar is the highest, that is 42, because 42 children are dying out of 1000 children, and the infant mortality rate of Kerala is the lowest because it is 12. Only 12 children are dying out of 1000 children. That means the infant mortality rate of Kerala, in terms of infant mortality rate, Kerala stands a good position. It has a good position because the number of children dying are very less. That is only 12. Now, if we see the literacy ratio children, then the literacy ratio of Bihar among these three states is the lowest, that is 62%, and the highest literacy rate is of Kerala, that is 94%. Now, if we talk about the net attendance ratio, the net attendance ratio of Bihar is the lowest, that is 43, and the net attendance ratio of Kerala is the highest, that is 83. So, as per the data, if we compare these three states, that is Haryana, Kerala and Bihar, we can say that Kerala is more developed in terms of these criteria. Even though when we were talking about the per capita income, the per capita income of Haryana was the highest. But if we take other criteria like the infant mortality rate, literacy rate and the net attendance ratio along with the per capita income, then we can say that Kerala is a developed state. We can say that Kerala is a developed state. So children, we can conclude this topic by saying that only income should not be the only criteria, or income is not the only indicator that is sufficient when we compare various states. There are other criteria too. There are other important criteria too that are required whenever we are comparing between states or countries. Let us take the example of Middle East countries, children. Children, they have a lot of money. They are very rich, like Dubai, Abu Dhabi, because due to the oil industries. There are a lot of oil industries in those Middle East countries. But the level of development in those Middle East countries, they are still low. Why? Because there are several other factors that are not keeping pace with that of the income. Like in the Middle East countries, freedom to women, there is almost no freedom to women. Freedom to women is not given. Then in terms of security also, it does not stand so good. So only income is not the basis for comparison. There are other important aspects too. So the other criteria too are important whenever we are comparing states or whenever we are comparing countries.